good day, good day. Welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and today is a pre-recorded show because we busy, y'all. My girls are getting ready to go back to school and we have things to do, but I didn't want to miss out on giving you a new episode. So although it is recorded, it is a new episode. So, welcome. SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. So I woke up this morning and I was thinking about what should the series be today. And as I was contemplating that, I asked myself, how are you feeling? And although I'm not feeling 100% physically, I am feeling 100% gratitude. So I said, that might be a good series to explore this week. And then I got confirmation. You know how I love me some confirmation. So I was sitting right here going through some papers and came across this envelope that I needed to mail. And it is to Unity. And so Unity is a new thought, more Christian leaning organization. And they sent me a they sent me some information about if I wanted to receive a Unity booklet. They have wonderful booklets called When Peace Feels Far Away, 10 Practices to Stay Centered. So I checked it off. I said, oh, yeah, that would be good. And then on the other side, they invite you to share a prayer request, right? So I don't know when I got this. It was probably a couple of weeks ago, but I never mailed it. Maybe a month ago, now that I think about it. It probably was in the beginning of July, maybe June. It's been a minute. Let's just say it's been a minute. And so I discovered it today and I opened it up to see what was the prayer request that I made. So this was the prayer request. It says, Unity Prayer Ministry, please pray with me concerning. And I wrote, my daughter's tuition being paid in full through their graduation. They are sophomores now attending their number one college choices at Spelman and Tuskegee. I know that God is my source and their source as well. So at the time that I wrote this, there was some concerns that we had, my husband and I, about being able to pay their tuition, the balances of their tuition, on time for their sophomore year. So that's why I prayed this prayer. Well, I made this request and been praying that prayer. And so when I read it this morning, I had to be in complete gratitude because their tuition for their sophomore year is paid. It's paid, and it was paid before it was due. And I am so grateful for that. And isn't it wonderful when you pray a prayer and then it gets answered? It gets answered not just on time, but it gets answered even earlier than requested. Now, I know my prayer specifically was for their tuition to be paid through their graduation, right? So that is unfolding. That is what I am knowing about that part of the prayer. And I also know that we take a step at a time. I talked on Sunday about fierce clarity and how fear can become our compass, right? And one of the illustrations of that I used was if you're driving and you're in a fog or there's heavy rain, you have on your headlights so that you can see. But you only see a little bit at a time, right? You can only see a couple of feet ahead of you because the headlights are only illuminating all but so much of the road. You can't see the whole road miles ahead, but you can see several feet in front of you and keep driving, right? And as you continue to drive, it illuminates the next part of the road that you're driving, and so on and so on and so on. So, although their tuition has not been paid in full through their graduation, yet the what has been illuminated, right? Those couple of feet ahead of me is their tuition being paid in full for their sophomore year. And so we can be in gratitude for that which has been received, for that part that has been received, trusting, having faith, and having fierce clarity and gratitude that more is being revealed, more is being received, more of our prayers are being answered. And we get to be in the gratitude of that now. So not only am I grateful for their tuitions being paid in full before the due date for their sophomore year, I am also in gratitude, advanced gratitude, knowing, believing, trusting, having faith, and fierce clarity in the fact that the rest of their tuition for the rest of the time that they are in school is also being paid somehow, some way. God got the how, right? Somehow, some way, in full. And it's revealing itself, it is illuminating itself piece by piece by piece. And I can be in peace with the way that it is unfolding. Yes? So think about a situation in your life, right? Think about a situation where you see the fullness of a prayer, right? The fullness of my prayer is for the remaining 3 years that they are in school for their tuition to be paid in full, right? That's the fullness of my prayer. What is the fullness of something in your life? Pray that prayer. And then pay attention to how it is unfolding piece by piece by piece. Because within all of those pieces, there is wholeness, right? Sometimes we want the whole thing right now. But we have faith that if we don't have the whole thing right now, that it is continuing to unfold and it is revealing itself and illuminating where we are on the road of this prayer. And we keep moving forward in gratitude with positive expectancy, with and so it is. Yes, that's what we get to do. So I want to explore that a little bit more this week. And I just invite you to apply this to your life, a specific situation in your life. Maybe you have a big, bodacious goal that is unfolding, right? I'm thinking about Sekou and Fee and their big, bodacious goal for their 409 vow run, where they are running 1,200 miles from New York to Nashville and getting married at the 409th mile. Now, if that's not a big goal, if that's not a big prayer, give me another one, all right? So they don't have to see the finish line right now. They could just see the first 4 miles, let's say. That first 409 miles, 4.09 miles. And say, and so it is for those first 4 miles and 4.09 miles. Knowing and trusting and having fierce clarity that it is unfolding, that it is revealing itself, and they can be in gratitude for each and every step that they take. Because they know they're not taking it alone. They're taking it with each other. They're taking it with the full support of their community and the whole universe. So that's what I'm talking about. We could be in gratitude for each and every step of the unfoldment. So take that into contemplation, apply it to your life and your specific situation that you are in prayer about or now will be in prayer about. I hope that inspires you to know the truth now for yourself, even when you can't see it in the physical realm. Know and trust and believe that it is already being created in the invisible. Because how does creation unfold? It unfolds twice. It unfolds in the invisible, and then it unfolds in the physical. So let's be in gratitude for the way in which prayers unfold, get realized, and continue to unfold. So that is today's sip for you. I hope you receive something from that so that you can apply it personally to your life. I will be back with you live tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Please put in the comments if this resonates with you. If you want to share a prayer request that you have, you can send me a direct message on my social media at I am Rev Melissa. Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.